It's that time again. It's the podcast that takes your personal and professional life to a whole new level. Whether you're selling a product, selling a service, or selling yourself, one thing is for sure. You're always selling for life. Welcome to another installment of the new and improved Selling for Life podcast, sponsored by Conequit Parts, a world of parts with a personal touch. This podcast is about more than just selling stuff, way more than just selling stuff. We think if you stick around, you'll get a lot out of it. This is episode 44, and I am joined by Conequit owner, husband, and professional food eater wannabe, Al Alexander.
Steve.
What's up, Al?
You suck. Stop rubbing it in.
We're also joined by a new addition to the Selling for Life podcast team, and that is Kevin Ziliox. Hello, Kevin.
What's up, Steve? What's going on?
Not much at all.
How was your lunch?
We'll get to that in just a second. My lunch was great. I think our friend Al here is still enjoying his lunch, or I'm not sure I can say enjoying. Well, listen, selling seminars, podcasts, other forms of sales instruction are often polished and idealistic. But Al and I were talking, and we've brought Kevin in because as a sales professional, he doesn't fake anything. He is real. I think Kevin will benefit the podcast a lot. Our listeners don't want BS. And when it comes to Kevin, he will give it to you straight. So that's why we have Kevin in here, talk sales and talk many other things. And let's start talking about lunch.
Talking about lunch.
Go ahead, Al. What'd you have for lunch today?
I had 6 5-ounce burger patties with, 3 pounds of fries.
And he's not kidding. And why would you have eaten so much, Al?
There was this local challenge, and they put it on Facebook and on local Channel 7 News. This, Elma, New York town restaurant. They had this called the Big Elm Burger Challenge.
Right.
I seen that yesterday, and I'm like, I'm gonna kill that challenge. That's nothing.
No.
But they didn't use life-size video footage. And when we got there, the tray was much bigger than on the little screen. And I still kept my enthusiasm up, though.
Yeah, you did. We have it all on video, and we'll post that on our Selling for Life podcast and on Facebook and all that stuff so everybody can check it out. But, Al, I've got to ask you, do you know what time it is?
News headlines.
You got it right out of the gate. Good job. We've added a little wrinkle to our podcast. We're going to go over a few news headlines because, life is sales and sales is life, and hence we've named the show Selling for Life. So we'd like to kind of just go around the world and see what's going on. It might affect sales or just affect your life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to start it out. Did you guys see the Maryland man that set himself on fire in front of the White House?
I did.
I didn't see that one. No.
No?
It was all over Facebook last night.
All over Facebook. Some dude goes out, I guess, by the White House gates, whatever, and sets himself on fire. Mr. Arnav Gupta, 33 years old of Bethesda, Maryland, decided that he was going to light up the world. And unfortunately, he died. But can't figure out why he did it yet. But it was around 9:30 in the morning when he went out there, and people got it on. You didn't see this, Kevin?
No, Facebook I don't really use that much, but it was definitely not on Instagram. Well, at least anything I follow on Instagram.
No, well, you'll have to check it out because it's crazy video.
What the heck?
Not sure he's like, he hates Donald Trump, I'm sure. That's going to be my guess. Of course, he also has, I think, some emotional issues, or had.
Well, don't most people that hate Donald Trump?
I hear you on that one. Whoa. We've got another person in the room here that's rolling his eyes.
Jeez.
Let's move on. Al, what headline do you have?
Okay.
He's barely able to stand.
Let me just say, my stomach is so distended that it does look like I'm 8 months pregnant. Jeff Bezos speaks out after ex-wife pledges half her fortune to charity.
Oh, wow.
Damn,
That's
half?
amazing.
Yeah, you know how much she got in the settlement?
Probably half, right? Did she?
I guess
No.
I see what you're saying. I see she's giving half of her half.
She's giving a quarter away, right?
She got $36 million.
What? No.
That's it?
Sorry, I meant to say billion.
Okay.
I'm so full that I'm slurring my speech. I am so full, I felt drunk.
Oh, my goodness.
I got the meat sweats.
Wait till you people that are listening to this podcast see the video
hey.
that's going to be posted eventually on our site. It is hilarious. Oh, well, that's very nice that she's giving away money to charity.
Yeah, she was giving half away. So
Now
what's
she-
half of $36 billion? I also can't do math right now.
That would be 18. Now, my question is, when people give to charity, I don't particularly think it's that great if they announce it.
You got high standards, man.
You know, if you're going to give. You don't have to put a billboard up and say, "Hey, I'm giving half my whatever to charity."
You know what I think it is?
Of course, I give less than half.
I think it's to get back at Jeff Bezos.
Oh, maybe. Could be.
You take a whole bunch of money, like,
Yeah.
$36 billion,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna give half away.
How's she going to survive on only $18 billion?
I don't know, dude.
She's going to have to
That's crazy.
She's going to have to downsize to a 2-bedroom apartment.
I wonder what charity got all that.
That's a really
Right?
good question.
Good
I
question.
got to imagine. Can you imagine if it's just one charity?
Yeah, right.
The Hillary Clinton Foundation, probably.
Dude, I can get a 501c3 in like 15 minutes.
Right?
Are you in, Kevin?
I'm down.
We should submit.
The plight of the Professional Food Eaters Association.
Oh, man. But on a personal note, I think you should give.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, whether you believe in like tithing, like the Lord says, or you just have a heart that says, hey, there's some needy people out there.
Right.
Let me help. I think it's part of what you should do.
Yeah, I think
it should
it-
be built into your business and the way you think.
Kevin gives a lot.
Kevin?
Gives his phone number out a lot when he's out of the town.
No comment.
Kevin, what's your news headline?
I was just thinking about what I was watching on the news last night with this Mueller's latest meeting and stuff, where he's just addressing the
Right.
nation, and it sounds kind of like he doesn't want to clear Trump.
Right.
You know what I mean? It basically he came out and said, "Well, I'm not clearing him, but
Right.
I can't say for sure that he did anything illegal either."
Right. No.
It's just kind of
Hanging on
disgusting.
hanging on by a thread that side of the aisle.
Right.
You gotta-
That's just what that
somehow,
exactly what.
some way, we got to make this work. We got to stop this guy at all costs.
God, did you watch any of that?
No. I knew pretty early on, about 2 years ago, that this was just, a bunch of crap. People around me, they're hanging on also, hoping
Like who?
and praying. Other people around me, I'm not going to name names, but they just are hoping against all hope that this is true somehow.
Right.
And it's okay.
But anything
It's
to
all
just
right.
bring this guy down and
But what really is nice is when people that hold those beliefs and then they turn, and they finally see the light.
it is great.
I celebrate it. I celebrate it with them. Like, welcome to the good side.
Welcome to reality.
Hey, back to the eating challenge, Al. We were talking that you went all out. You were all pumped up. Walked out. Oh, I'm gonna do this. We were placing side bets and whatnot. And you got in there, and you faced that challenge, and you did what you had to do, but you didn't realize that you weren't going to be able to do it. And we were talking about this is an example of what, Al?
Know your limits.
Yep, and that brings us to the topic of the day, and the topic of the day is... Say it, Al?
Know your limits and play within it.
Yeah, that's right. So when it comes to sales...
Hold on. Kevin knows what that's from. What's that from?
Well, I actually don't know what that is. Is that a saying from a movie or something?
Right? It's
Hold on, I got to take this
It's
call.
very familiar.
Hello? Yeah, speaking.
Steve is on the
What the
phone
heck?
with the town court.
Oh, I thought he was joking too. I thought this was part of the show.
I think the court called him.
What is that saying? What,
No, yeah. Okay. New York State
Oh, okay. perfect.
has made all the casinos pay for, the public message
Okay.
and their public message, the casino message, is know your limits.
Play with it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's from the Seneca Nation. Thank you for paying. I stole that from them.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
Vegas used to run those
That's
during
right.
the World Series
All
of
right,
Poker.
bye.
Oh, yeah?
The gambling, yeah.
Know your limits and play within it.
Couldn't miss that call. Where were we?
know your limits, play within it.
Who
Yes,
called
know
you?
your limits and play
Steve.
within my credit union.
Credit union.
I
call.
paid off my loan there, and they were calling. I didn't know why
Thank
they were
you,
calling.
Uber.
Thank
That's right.
you.
Thank you, Uber. Paid off an $8,000 loan. Bam!
Are you kidding me?
Goodbye.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
man.
Only 58 more to go. Know your limits and play
58,000?
within it. That's right.
Different loans.
That reminds me of what. Yeah, talk about the loans. So millennials, are killing countless industries. It says.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. You know why?
Well, they are completely different than the past few generations in terms of their spending habits.
I'm on the
I'm
edge
glad
of-
you said that.
I'm on the edge of my
Completely
seat.
different.
They're not charging. Is that right?
What do you mean?
No. They are. They're spending.
Different areas. I
They
think.
have. Well, it says in this article I was reading, they have like 34% less, net worth
Okay.
than previous generations.
Okay, sure.
That's a lot.
Yes.
Huge.
Holy crap. You know why?
They don't know their limits.
They don't know their limits.
They don't play within it.
They don't play within it.
We
You're
need to
thinking,
make a song.
why am I saying it after you say it?
So, Al, this is where you take it
interesting.
away. Educate Kevin and I on knowing our limits and playing within it.
Okay, you ready?
Yes, sir.
You guys sitting down?
Yes.
All right. I think you always need to take stock of what you're available.
Remember what Ben said: energy, energy, energy.
Yeah. What the heck does that mean? I just ate 3 pounds of beef
That energy is.
and 2 pounds of fries.
I want you to, anyway, rise above it and infuse energy into this message. It's the new Selling for Life podcast. Now, take it away, Al.
So millennials, they're spending more on discretionary income, and their student debt is 160% larger than previous generations.
Having some sort of Queen's accent is not.
Look at guys. I'm just trying to get along.
Dude,
here.
he's got so much food in
that
him
was
right now.
that was a lot of energy.
That's
To
true.
use my
This is a
diaphragm.
bad day to start infusing energy into the podcast when you are now 100 pounds
Man.
heavier than when you.
That is crazy, though, when you think about it. What does that mean for a couple years down the road?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Are they going to, our industry, obviously we're selling heavy equipment parts. It's not something that you necessarily, for us, you just go out every day and have an excavator. Oh, I want to buy that. I want to pay this. But what about the car industry?
Right.
What about boats and, luxury items?
Sure.
House sales, all those type of things. What are they going to do?
Nothing. They can't buy.
They're just not going to be able to buy.
Right.
It's ridiculous. Now, knowing your limits and play with it, a concept. This is the actual answer. You ready? I was talking to my kids this last week because I realized that I need to get them some boundaries, but not just to saying, hey, you got to be more polite. You got to do this. You got to do it. Not like that kind of boundaries, but like that they would put on themselves of what they would accept in life or make, decisions for in life without really thinking about everything that's involved. And we were talking about school. Do you need to go to college and spend $120,000 on an education?
Absolutely not.
I don't know. That's your choice. But I think more people are doing it when they don't and can't afford it. So know your limits.
Right.
I mean, you're just going to go out and just put student loan after student loan and then hope at the end you get a job that's going to be paying you $80,000 or $100,000 a year.
Right.
And then you'll still have 10 years of getting out of it.
Yep.
That's what's happening right now.
Yeah.
Kevin,
Oh,
give me your
yeah,
experience.
yeah. I mean, this is something that I have an 18-year-old who just graduated last year. He's just finishing up his first year at medical school, local college to Uville.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome,
He's
bro.
going to PA. He's going to be a physician assistant.
Good deal.
So when I had this talk with him when he was about 15, 16, maybe even younger, and that never stopped because you kind of want to have a set a goal there. And I told him, he brought up the question, does college make sense? And I go, well, it's either learn a trade or go to college.
Right.
Learning a trade right now is the you'd be in the smaller pool of people to compete against because people in your generation are all going to college. 90% of them, maybe 10% are saying, I want to pick up a trade. Yeah. And they're probably doing that because they got a relative already in it.
Yeah.
So I said, you could do what your cousins, he has a bunch of cousins that are in the union and they know a trade. They do side jobs. They make $100K plus and they're in their early 20s.
Yeah, well paid
and
right away.
With no college.
Yeah.
Just went right into apprenticeship. Yeah. So you got to make that decision. And right now, if you want to be in the less competitive area, you definitely want to do something with your hands.
Yeah.
Something hands-on because not many parents are saying, hey, you got to make sure you get an apprentice job, a job in plumbing or electrical. Most parents right now are kind of naive and blind and saying, you got to go to college. Some kids just suck at schoolwork.
Yeah.
What are they supposed to do? Go to college for what?
For what?
To give themselves a loan?
To get themselves in debt.
What the hell's the point of that?
Don't worry about it, honey. I hired a private consultant. I paid $500,000. You're getting into Harvard. Don't worry. You just got to learn how to row.
Just learn how to row.
It's so stupid. And it's like, I got an idea. Just go take a civil exam instead. Or go become a correctional. Anything would be better than getting yourself into debt right out of the gate.
You be a corrections officer, right? Mm-hmm. It's a tough job, but hey.
It's monotonous. I wouldn't necessarily call it tough.
Yeah, that's right.
It's monotonous.
Especially if you get in a medium security or low security prison, you're babysitting. If you show respect, you'll get respect. 20 years in, what do you got?
You're making 70, 80,000.
And you can retire.
And you got a great pension.
Right.
That's quality
great
of
medical.
life.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Dude.
So, and that doesn't require anything more than a high school education.
I know.
Not everybody is built for college.
And I like how you said it. Like the same talk I have with my kids. If I have a child who has the desire and drive to be a PA,
right?
I mean, that's a freaking awesome move, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or even a nurse, or even a lawyer, or even anything that has like a certificate or something you could reach towards and have. You got people going to college for communications. In PR degrees.
Mm-hmm. What is that?
In marketing.
Is that a guarantee?
You know how many people go into marketing and have no freaking clue what the hell that is?
Find me, this is what I told my son. I said, whatever your degree program is, go find a Western New York jobs paper and show me a job that's applying for that needs a position filled.
I love it.
And you can't do that with every degree program, which just shows you that the whole college system, there's a lot of scams out there.
I'm going to scale it down a little bit too. We're talking about the bigger decisions in life, trades, jobs, colleges, whatnot. The thing that I think about is when I was in the sales seat, I used to try to keep up with the amount of calls that I needed to take or make to make sales. Now, I go back into the sales seat every once in a while. I slow it down because I know that I need to concentrate on each and every call more. So my limits, I'm in the sales seat, call for me to pay more attention to each individual call and slow it down as opposed to some of the other guys. Kevin, when you're on the floor and making and taking calls, have you learned over the course of the last 3 years what you can or can't do here at Conequent?
Yeah, definitely. Everybody's got their own boundaries.
I kind of had the same experience coming up in my early 20s. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to be like those top guys in sales.
Right.
And I'm trying to emulate them, but they were naturals at it.
Okay.
And then finally I found a guy who wasn't necessarily a natural. Mm-hmm. So what he did was he completely organized every single experience and interaction with somebody for a year. He planned out the year of connection with somebody. And he just, as soon as he met someone, he enacted it. Now that he didn't have this natural relationship building thing. He wasn't dynamic and exciting to know, right? So he didn't get the sale, for instance, on the first try. Mm-hmm. But he would plan out a whole year of connection with people that would wow them. So he might get them the next time. He might miss this opportunity. And then, but he connected so much with people systematically. Mm-hmm. They'd bring the kids in. They'd say, hey, my mom is looking for something. It would be that's how he got someone, right? In their family, and it was very methodical, and it's just because he didn't have that skill, and I was the same way. I just didn't have a natural, charisma, and that was how I kind of attacked sales for my own abilities. Right. I knew my limits.
Knew your limits.
I'm not going to be charismatic.
Gotcha. That's a very important thing that you need to realize. You'll be banging your head against the wall trying to do certain things that you can't do, and you just won't be as productive, I guess.
True that.
True that. Well, you know what time it is now, Al?
For me to take a nap?
This is going to be a good one. Al, words of encouragement, inspiration, advice, tips to anybody?
When you got 2 pounds down of beef and cheese and 2 more pounds of fries and you think you just couldn't do any more, stop.
Before you puke all over the restaurant floor.
But the restaurant floor is cold, so lay down on it and calm down.
Oh my gosh. That was too funny. I can't wait to edit that video. Well, that's it for the 43rd Selling for Life. 44th. We just crushing it here. So 44th Selling for Life podcast. Check out our website, Facebook, and Twitter and all that. So remember, whether you're selling condor bird feeders or you're trying to convince a political opponent, no, let's change that. Or you're trying to convince yourself you can take one more bite of the Elma Challenge. One thing is for sure, you're always selling for life.